Did you know you can boost your endurance up to 18% in just 2 weeks with your self-talk? Yeah! We're going to talk about this. This is very exciting. I love these things. Hey, it's Lynnie Wennerstrom. I'm a life coach and a self-talk trainer, spiritual guide and mentor, and we're going to talk about boosting your endurance with your self-talk because I am here to help you change your negative mental programs that stop you, slow you down, sabotage you, all of those things, and show you the other side, the bright side of changing your self-talk, changing through neuroplasticity, understanding that your brain is constantly rewiring, constantly until the very last breath you take. So let's read a passage. I read you a passage every single day from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk. And let's read that passage and then go right into how self-talk can help you in virtually any area of your life. Yet 18% in your endurance, that's a lot. Okay, so here is the passage. Today I'm going for it. I know my goal, I know what I want to do, and I know what all I have to do is to do it. So I choose to take control of my day, stop the excuses, put myself into motion, take action, put all of my energy into making it work, and refuse to stop until I reach the goal. That sounds like an athlete, doesn't it? That sounds like you. That sounds like really positive self-talk. I just dropped my little book note thing. Okay, so let's read about this self-talk in sports and that 18% in endurance, because it's not so much that self-talk is that it's magical or it's practical, and it's the way the brain works. When you give the brain the programs that you want it to have, that work for it and that are concise and precise, just like the passage I just read you, that is what is so freaking amazingly fantabulous. So let's read this now so that you can hear this for yourself. So self-talk, and this is a self-talk tip in this book. And I go through the different books and look at the tips, and it's so powerful. So I'll read this. Self-talk can help you in virtually any area of your life, but a good way to measure the results is in studies with athletes. Here we go. As just one example, a study of the use of self-talk in a cycling competition showed an 18% increase in endurance among bicyclists who practiced self-talk techniques for 2 weeks prior to the event. 18% is a dramatic and game-changing increase when even a 2% increase in endurance can win the race. We know that, right? In the test, the control group, which used self-talk only during the tests with no previous self-talk practice, had no increase in endurance. Meanwhile, the members of the group who practiced self-talk 2 weeks in advance were literally rewiring their brains to create more endurance during the race. Success in every single area of your life, rewiring the brain. And it's up to you, the programs that you put in. You can put in negative, you can put in positive, it's all up to you. As science is repeatedly showing us, self-talk, when used correctly, is an effective tool that can wire new, helpful neuron pathways in the brain. If practicing the right self-talk can give you that great of an edge in sports, imagine what it can do in the rest of your life. What can it do in the rest of your life? And in only 2 weeks. So remember, 21 days to change a habit. It's not really, that's what neuroscientists tell us and researchers. And people in books and authors who have used it, and if you have used it, you know that it works. What is happening is you're dismantling the stronger programs with repeated actions or programs, or what you're repeating to yourself. This is what I'm doing every single day. I get up and I go to the gym at 6 o'clock every morning. That is a very precise direction to that beautiful, powerful mechanism that you have in your head that is a gift on planet Earth. That is your brain. That is your brain. You give it precise, concise, detailed, very specific directions, and it's going to fulfill those directions. It's like this amazing supercomputer. So this is why in sports in 2 weeks, an 18%. So this is just one example, but you can be your own laboratory. I have been my own laboratory for well over a year. And I see my clients that are their own laboratories. I see my family, they are their own laboratories. I see friends, they are their own laboratories. That self-talk, you get the right self-talk. And I'm talking about Dr. Shad Helmstedter's self-talk language. That language is so powerful. It's always the foundation of it is your self-esteem, a high self-esteem. Imagine giving that. Okay, these are adult athletes. In 2 weeks, 18% in their endurance. What would happen to a child in school that still has an open mind and is still being influenced? 0 to 7, say a 4-year-old that got bullied in preschool. If you're a mother or grandmother or parent, you know what I'm talking about. So these things are like, how powerful is that? That's powerful. I'm always trying to find the mommies, like, mommy, give this to your kiddos. Like, start playing it when this child is in your belly. Play it every single day when they're sleeping from 0 to 7. You got Shadrach the bear. Play self-esteem. Play from 7 to 18. Play for older children. The self-talk for older children. For you as an adult, you want to raise not just your self-esteem, but be able to sell whatever you want and move away from the lack in your financial success. Play positive self-talk for financial success. You want to win at your relationships. You want to have quality relationships that are lasting, with not just a loved one, not just a partner, but also with a partner, with a spouse, with a parent, with a child, with community, with different people's at work, in the work area. Positive self-talk for winning with people, winning in relationships. It's your health and fitness. It's losing weight. There's losing weight 1 and 2. There's the financial success, self-talk, positive self-talk for your financial success. There's setting goals, mastering goals, for mastering your time, for overcoming addiction, for stopping smoking. It's a language that talks to your brain, that rewires the brain so that 77% of those negative, harmful, stopping you, that slow you down, sabotage you, those programs in your conscious mind, and the 95% in your subconscious mind, that's a lot. Like, you have 5% of your subconscious mind that is directing, that you have the ability to change. And I mean, if you are not aware, become aware. And what can you change? What have I changed in well over a year of doing this self-talk? I have changed significantly. I have way more self-esteem. And I had a pretty high self-esteem, but there are other areas. I say I have a high self-esteem. Remember that I had 8 years of hating myself. Did I have a high self-esteem then? I came out of that, and of course, when you come out of something and you start achieving, you start creating a more healthy self-esteem. That's just what happens. The more you achieve and have success, the more confident, the more you start trusting yourself, and the higher self-esteem that you start cultivating for yourself and becoming. So, yet all you have to do is download an app that is filled with goodness from Dr. Shad Helmstedter's language that he created, and you get to just listen to 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. And when I say listen, I don't mean like put on the headphones and there you are for 15 minutes. No, it's passive. You are doing the dishes. You are doing exercise, you are walking, you are with your children, you're whatever it is you're doing, it's passive. It's in the background, like very low music, or hopefully not television. No matter what it is, even the music, it's programming your mind. The more it's repeated, the more you repeat, that is a rule of neuroplasticity. And so if you, and then here's another rule, intention. So if you have the intention, I am going to rewire my brain. Already, now you have more power. And then if you have this elevated emotion, that's another rule, then it's like, so now you have 3 rules working for you, and the knowledge that you want to rewire your brain. Isn't it powerful? This is why I get so excited about this. Anyway, I teach practical spirituality. Practical, you practice it. There are tools, there are things you do. Practical spirituality consists of the spiritual journey and the human experience. I really focus on this channel on the human experience and mostly neuroplasticity, because if I can sell you, yes, I want to sell you. I want to not convince you, but I want you to say, wow, could that happen for me? I want to expand your mind, the curiosity factor. Could that really be true? Is she full of it? Sometimes I am, but not about this. What could you do in your life? What could you do in your life in 21 days? That's what we were talking about. So 2 weeks, that's 14 days, right? That these athletes had an 18% increase in their endurance, these cyclists. So what could you do in 21 days when you had intention, you had the repetition, because that's the other rule, and you had an elevated emotion like, all right, man, what am I going to be? It's not instantaneous, but what am I going to feel like? What's going to be different? I can guarantee you one thing, if you are consistent with this, you will feel more positive. Overall, you will start feeling more positive. How can you not? There's one called Super Coach. I listen to that almost every single morning. It's like, ta-ta, you're amazing, do. It's so good. And it talks, it's about your health and how you only put things that are healthy in your body or that are good for you. It doesn't even say healthy. It's that that are good for you. And it's telling the brain, this is where we're going. We are programming. And that's what you do. You just listen to it. That's it. There are many, I say this all the time. Many paths lead to the same destination. There are many ways to rewire your brain through neuroplasticity. Look it up, understand it, understand that word, Neuro, then like plastic, but Plasticity. Did I say that right? Neuroplasticity, Ticity. Look it up, and you'll understand the power that you hold right between your ears, between your cheeks, in your head. Very, very powerful. 21 days to change a habit. That's really not it. It's about 21 days to start dismantling those really strong programs that are holding you back and stopping you and telling you you're not good enough. Oh, you'll never get up at that time. That's just not what I do. Oh, I want to sleep in today. I'm not going to get up and go running or go for a walk. I'm just going to sleep in. I'm too cozy. And then you do it day after day after day. What are you doing? Repetition. The more you repeat, the stronger the program, the stronger the neurons, the neuron pathways, the neural pathways that wire and fire together. It's like, she's not going to get up today. The decision is already made for you. That's the 95% of the subconscious, and even the conscious, the 77% of those negative, harmful, counterproductive, sabotaging programs. Your brain is so powerful. And when the book literally jumped, not this book, but What You Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter, which I had since the 80s, and still, well, I don't still wonder to this day, but every once in a while the thought crops up in my head, why didn't you really take to it? I don't know. I was a new mommy and I could have done a lot of good. But he did have cassette tapes, not back then. Maybe he did have them back then. I don't know. I don't think they were just readily available. The point is, it doesn't really matter. The app is now available. You can download it and you can start right now. You can start right now before you go to bed tonight. So, and just listen to self-esteem at night and let it go in and start rewiring your brain and do it. Be the lab. Be your own lab. And see, be your own scientist and see, document. You start tonight. Where will you be 30 days from now? Cancel if first of all, if you haven't been consistent and you're not going to be consistent, don't even download it. You know, I mean, you could if you wanted to try it, because that's not what it's about, especially if you just wanted to listen to it. You can have up to 6 peeparoos on that account, by the way. It's you get the 30 days free, and even during that time you can have up to 6 people on that account. So it's quite the deal. Very, very generous. And I don't know of anything easier to rewire your brain. I just don't. And I tell you every single day, because I do every single day. I do Joe Dispenza, because right now that's what the neuroplasticity. I'm within that right now and have been in that for months and months, and don't want to shift from that. I want to, it's important to me to stay in that. I understand neuroplasticity, and so these meditations, I know what's happening in my brain, and I'm excited for it, because I'm moving into other dimensions and creating my own reality. And that's important to me, because I love the spiritual. I love the various realms and the magic. It's logical. It's rational. It's not rational. It's spiritual. It's beautiful. Look at all the fullness. It is, you can call it scientific with quantum. You can call it spiritual, or call it God, or call it universe, call it whatever you want, that higher power, but you're connecting to it. We are that. We are an individual expression of that. And it's just a matter of degree. If you have ever read the Master Key System, or pretty much most anything that talks about that, but I love the Master Key System and Charles F. Hannell. If you haven't read it, I would highly suggest it. It's not the easiest book, but the whole premise, I'm going to tell you, the whole premise of anything, even quantum, is already know it's there. The potential exists. Like, you were born with unlimited promise and potential. Why? Because you are that. You are that spirit. You are that divinity. And you're just an individual expression. You are an individual expression of it, but you are, it's just a matter of degree is what I'm trying to say. Compared to source, you are an individual expression of source. Just like the drops in the ocean, there's the drop has all the constituents. Psh, there goes the water, right? Here goes all the drops. The ocean, boom, a big old wave, and poof. And there's some over here and some over there, and and these ones are playing, and these ones like rah, rah, and this one is longer, and that one's taller, and this one is going to have a longer ride up there. Just think about humans on planet Earth, and then the drops all go do, and one by one at different times. If they don't evaporate, they go, psh, at least a part of them, because the salt and everything, but the drops with all the constituents of the ocean. So therefore, are they the ocean when they're the drop? A little drop? Is it the ocean? Or is it an individual expression of the ocean with all the constituents of the ocean? So it's just a matter of degree that it's not the ocean, but it has all the constituents. And then, boink, it goes plink into the ocean. Show me the drop. Where's that drop? It's now the ocean. That's you, that's me. We are individual expressions of the one, of source, call it whatever, the higher power. That's what we are. That's how powerful you are. And here on planet Earth, the brain on planet Earth, yes, it's here to keep you safe. It is also here to expand and connect you to your divinity. And it's beautiful. Whatever you believe, you create. And it's true. So whether you think you can or think you can't, you're correct, right? That quote, that's attributed to Henry Ford. I love that quote because it's so true. If you think you can, you can. If your self-talk says, I got this, I can, you can, and you will, because you have that belief. You have the self-esteem. I got this. I can do it. If you say, I can't, I don't have enough, I'm not good enough, I'm too shy, I always lose things, I never remember names, negative, 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 programming. Those are programs. Someone shy, that is a program. It's a program, and you can change that program. Thinking you'll never have enough money or you're not good enough, that is a program. And you can change that program. You were born with unlimited promise and potential to be, do, have, create, change, become absolutely anything. And then you got programmed. And those programs are covering up, just covering up all that unlimited promise and potential. So how do you uncover that? Because it's still there. It's still there. Like these athletes, in 2 weeks, with all their own programs, they're adults, they have all their programs, yet they practice self-talk technique for 2 weeks. And their endurance increased by 18%. And if they knew what they were doing, then they also had the intention. It's like, all right, this is going to help me ride better and have more endurance, or be stronger, or be faster, whatever it was that they were told. And this is the beauty of it. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. You are right. This is how you create your own reality. So this self-talk in sports, the self-talk in any area of your life, it's up to you. It's up to you. And so this raw one that I read you for today, the passage, I'm going to read it one more time, but let's spin it around, because you know how I love to do that. If you've been with me, if you're new, welcome. But if you've been with me through, especially all last year, and I love to spin it around and have your higher self or someone that influences you, that you want to influence you because you like their programs. You may not say, oh, I like your programs. You like that person because they're positive, they're confident, you aspire to be more like them. They may know more about finances, they may know more about sports, they may know more about positive self-talk, they may know more about having a really good relationship with their spouse. It's whatever it is, it's of value to you, and you like that energy. By the way, it's all energy. It's all energy, negative, positive, neutral, whatever. It's energy. It's all energy, and you are the director of that energy. This is why, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. You are directing the energy by your beliefs. By the way, your programs create your beliefs. We've talked about that a lot. So what I was talking about, we're going to spin it around, and I'm going to read it in the second person, like a coach. Ready? Super coach. Today, you're going for it. You know your goal, you know what you want to do, and you know that all you have to do is to do it. So you choose to take control of your day. Stop the excuses. Stop the negative self-talk and the programs. Change those programs. Stop the excuses. Put yourself into motion. That is motivation, by the way. Just start to put yourself into motion. Take action. Put all of your energy into making it work, and refuse to stop until you reach the goal. Just like those athletes, the cyclists, 18% endurance, increase in endurance in just 2 weeks. What can you do, not in 3 weeks, what can you do in 30 days, in 4 weeks? How will you feel at the end of 30 days? Cancel it if it hasn't done anything for you, which, by the way, if it hasn't, then I would know that you just haven't been consistent. Because no matter what, even if you played it in your whole house with everyone at breakfast or whatever, and you played it, there is no one that is going to escape the programming. This is why television, just playing in your house and the news and all of that, no one escapes it. I think about when I've gone into car, new car places, or buying a car or something, they always have TV and they have news. Well, the ones that I've gone into, they always have news. They have all the different channels. And I think of all those people sitting there, and I'm not talking about the customers, because customers, we come and go. But those people are there all day long, every day, and they're getting programmed. So if you have a television on in your home, you're getting programmed. And is that the programming that you want? That is fear-based and telling you that there's not enough. So that creates separation, and which is the cause of wars and pretty much everything, because it's lack. We live in a very abundant universe. We don't live in a universe of lack. So when you feel lack, that's because now you feel separate from source, from your creator. You no longer have that connection because you are in lack. When you are in abundance, think about when you're so excited and everything, you're on top of the world, you're in abundance. That you feel the joy and your high frequency, and you attract those things because that's where you're vibrating. Anyway, getting totally out of this, but this whole thing of the, I mean, it is so powerful when you understand your own power. And when you understand that this is not, self-talk actually started in, it started with people with strokes. And then it went to the Olympics. So you think about the athletes. Athletes have coaches. By the way, if you'd like to hire me, there is, if you would like an advantage and shortcut to find success in every area of your life and change your programs, hire a coach, hire me, work with me, and see what happens for you. And this whole thing, like, why are like dancers and sports, and why do they have coaches? Why do they have coaches? Because it accelerates their growth. It gives them an edge over their competitors, over their peers, whatever it is, it gives them an edge. And I don't like to say it gives you an edge over your competitors. What I say, it just gives you an edge. And it's a shortcut. So that's, this whole thing of neuroplasticity, it is so powerful, so powerful. And it costs you very, very little, nothing for 30 days. And I'm not talking about hire me and all bets are off, right? There's going to be a lot of acceleration in your life. But just the self-talk language itself will be a game changer for you. Absolute game changer. And every single one in your family and your children, your grandchildren. Watch them flourish with Shadrach the bear from 0 to 7. Watch them flourish from 7 to 18 as they go through school. And especially if you start it to when they're like, Mom, that sucks. I don't want to listen to that. Just put it on at breakfast, 15 minutes. They're getting ready for school. Just put it on. They have a brain. That brain will be programmed. Just what I was telling you. You want the news, or do you want something that's playing that is actually rewiring the brain with programs that are filled with the foundation of healthy self-talk? Very healthy self-talk. Well, yeah, it is healthy self-talk, but healthy self-esteem. Foundation for being able to say, for saying, I got this. I can do it. Rather than, I can't. I don't think that's possible. Do you even want to be with somebody? Just look at that. I got this. Compared to, I don't think I can do it. Which Lynnie would you rather be with? Yay, I got this. We got this. Let's go with it. I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's going to work. I can't do that. That can't happen. That's, people say that, but that's not true. That can't happen for me. That's definitely not going to happen for you. Which Lynnie would you rather have? Which Lynnie would you rather be with? I know which Lynnie I'd rather be with. And I had 8 years of, going through many times, several times, more than several times of trying to kill myself. So I know what self-hatred is, and not able to look in a mirror and have that mirror self-talk. I used to teach that for so often, like talk to yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, smile, like just love yourself. And it took me a long time because first of all, it was like, I would just look away from the mirror. Like, how did we get from sports to looking away from mirrors? But from sports to looking in the mirror and saying like, you got this, girlie, whether you think you can, you think you can't, you're right. You are right. You are creating your own reality. Isn't that exciting? Okay, I think I'm done. That's the story. So yes, but look in the mirror. I wanted to not end on that note, but do look in the mirror and smile and say hello to yourself and get to know that person in the mirror and start having conversations with yourself. I seriously had a 2-hour conversation with myself last night. I went to bed and I was so tired. It has been the most, since Amarillo and Steve being sick, and then even his celebration of life and just everything. It's been a lot. But this last week with getting the taxes done by Friday and all the things that I had to do and just so much, it was. And then I was sick for 2 days with a headache that I just couldn't even. It was awful, and throwing up and all that fun stuff. So just that was so. This week has just been like, well, except for when I was like, my head hurts, I'm throwing up. Then I could barely move. But the week has just, that took 2 days and I needed those days. I don't need the days, but anyway, I pretty much caught up yesterday and today. So the story is look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. I don't know how I got to my days and whatever, but look in the mirror. And, oh, I know, because I was telling you that I had 2 hours, so I was really tired last night, and I became so alive when I started to have a conversation with myself. I have done this many, many times, and recording it, and asking myself questions as my own inner coach, and asking myself, like, who do you really want to work with? Like, what kind of peeparoos do you want to work with some things that I'm doing and that, and just going through and what do you want? Like asking myself, what do you want? And getting so honest and vulnerable. And man, I enjoyed my company. Like I was there for 2 hours. Like I had one set that I wanted to do and I thought, well, this will be about 20 minutes. Ended up being like an hour and something. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I never even got to where I was going. But I had enjoyed it. And I needed to ask myself those questions, because who has the answers? Anytime you ask yourself a question, who has the answer? Someone outside of you? By the way, there isn't anyone or anything outside of you that's going to save you. You have all the answers. So then I asked myself the other questions and had this conversation. It was like, wow. And I learned some things about myself that I had never delved that deep in meditation, but in just like in this, that having as my own inner coach, that was fantabulous. I was like, what? I really want to do that? I do. It was pretty exciting. So have a conversation with yourself. Get to know that person in the mirror, because that person is pretty darn special and unique, an individual expression of the one. You are a God spark. You are light. You are divine. You are an individual expression of the one, the source. You are an individual expression of that. And it's just a matter of degree, just like the drops in the ocean that we talked about earlier. Okay, so if you are in sports, if you know a sportster, then tell them the good news and let them listen to this. Pass it on. Share this video if you liked it, if it's helped you, if it's gotten you excited, if there's someone you know that you feel would benefit from working with me, then pass this video on, share it. Let's grow this channel. Let's help one another. We are all one. We are all interconnected. So pass it on and help someone else to understand just how very powerful they really are, and that they were born with unlimited promise and potential. And it's still there, and it's just covered up with these yucky mucky programs that you can change. You can change neuroplasticity. Your magic wand. Do-do-do-do. Ding, ding, ding. And change. I love you so very, very mucho. I believe in you. You can do it. You can do, be, have, create, change, become absolutely anything. You can rewire your brain. And if you have a brain, it's going to work. Just put it on really low. Turn off the TV and turn off the news, even the radio, the talk radio. Turn it off and put that on. And just put it on to where you barely even hear it. The brain is so fantabulous, it'll hear it. It'll rewire it. You don't need to hear it in your ears. If you'd like to listen to it, just see what it says, I highly suggest that. But the second you say, that's not me, I'm not organized, I'm not timely, I don't believe that everyone has equal access to money and that no one's denied, or I don't believe that. No, that's not me. As soon as you say that, those are your programs that are strongest right now. And you just lower the volume, and there you go. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So just sneak it in. It's not even a sneak in. It's just the brain rewiring itself. It's science. It's beautiful. It's powerful. You are empowered to be powerful. Okay, I love you so very, very mucho. We will chat soon. And remember that 18% in 2 weeks. What can you do in 30 days? That's 14 days. If you can change your endurance, if these athletes increase their endurance in 2 weeks by self-talk techniques, using the self-talk techniques, what can you do in 30 days? Download the app. Work with me. Everything is in the description. I love you so very, very mucho. We'll chat soon. Ciao.